Hi, my name is Lori Hughes and I'm a director with Pampered Chef. And today I'm going to show you how to make a chocolate apricot tea ring. So this is the kind of dessert that you could have any time of year, any time of day. It happens to be the holidays, so this is going to make a nice after dinner, after gift wrapping, kind of cozy type of dessert. So I doctored it just a slight bit from its original recipe, but I'll go over that in just a second. So the ingredients that you're going to need are a half a cup of diced apricots, chopped, a half a cup of sliced almonds, divided, a half a cup of semi-sweet chocolate morsels, 2 packages of refrigerated dough. I happen to use the crescent roll dough, 2 tablespoons of apricot preserves, 3/4 cup of powdered sugar, and 2 to 3 teaspoons of milk. So first we're going to prepare the dough. I've already done it a little bit and put it on our pizza stone. Happens to be 20 years old. It's well loved. But you divide it into triangles and you start with the largest triangle side in the middle. So it kind of looks like a sunshine. Got all of it kind of sprayed out there and ready. And what we're going to do is after we put everything in the middle there, we're going to roll these over so it becomes a ring. So the modifications that I have here, I like it to be a little bit of extra almond kick. So I've got some almond extract, and because this is a holiday ring, I'm going to make it a little bit bright with some red maraschino cherries. So we're going to put those in the middle so it looks like little berries on our wreath. Also, I like nuts, and this particular one is some walnuts, and we're going to use the chopper to chop up some walnuts and put that in there with it as well. You can use pecans, cashews, any kind of nut that you want. So the items that we're using from Pampered Chef today primarily is going to be our food chopper. So we're going to chop up the apricots and the nuts with that. We're going to put them in our small batter bowl, and we're going to be using our scoop this is the small scoop. We're going to be putting those and everything in the middle. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to chop up some dried apricots here. So dice those up a little bit. You can make them as fine as you want to, or you can leave them with a little bit larger pieces. It's just really kind of your preference on what you and your family like. And you don't have to worry about it being too equal because it's going to be inside the ring, and so it's not going to be, seen. It's not going on top of the ring at all. So that part's pretty nice. And again, you just kind of shake it down a little bit. They are sticky. So that's one thing you have to just bear in mind as you're using the chopper. Our chopper is super sharp and makes some great cuts. And so I wanted to show you with the nuts how it works as well. So you can see here, we're getting close to half a cup there. This is also a measuring bowl. So you can see not only does it store, but you can also measure your items. The other nice thing about it comes with a lid. So if you want to prep these in advance and pop them in there for later, you definitely can do that. And I think that's probably enough of our apricots. We do have the apricot jam as well. So we're going to go ahead and put some, actually, we'll start with the almonds. They are already sliced, so they're not going to need a lot of processing, but we'll add those to our mixture. It said to reserve a little bit of the sliced almonds for putting on top, so we're going to do that. We're not going to add all of them to the bowl. I think that's a good amount. Next, we're going to go ahead and add all the chocolate chips. And we're going to put our apricot preserves in there. Next up, I'm going to use our measuring spoon here to use about a teaspoon maybe a little bit more of almond. I like almond extract. All right, we're gonna stir that up here real nice. I also have a prep bowl over there, which is what the almonds are in. And the prep bowl is super handy, kind of like the batter bowl. They're just smaller size. That one happens to be the 2-cup size. So it is just right. All right. So now we're going to use our scoop and scoop it out, and kind of, we're going to eventually spread it around. And I'm going to take little bits and kind of pop it in there. You can see we're putting it kind of on the inside of our ring. This is going to be the filling. And it smells so good. It's got that almond flavor coming out. The oven is on 350, so it is already preheated. You can see it's just about right to go through the whole ring there. Kind of spread it out just a little bit. If it gets onto your stone, that is no problem. So this is, like I said, an older stone. We have our newer stones now that you can actually pop in the dishwasher, which is very, very handy. All right. So now what we're going to do is just kind of spread these over, tuck them inside just a little bit. Oh, we lost a apricot there, but that is no problem. All right. Doesn't have to be perfect. That dough is actually going to cook really nice, and it's okay to see like areas in between, because the filling is going to kind of spread out a little bit. You'll see the chocolate is going to be really, really nice. If you want to, you can kind of take off some of these edges just to have, so it's a little bit cleaner of a look as you prepare, but you don't have to. It's sort of so up to you. And you know, there's just so many different kind of rings that you can make, and Pampered Chef has a lot of great recipes for them. We have these savory ones, so if you want to make it as a main dish, that's always good. All right, so that is our ring, and like I said, I'm going to kind of add to it here some of the little cherries, and I just took a maraschino cherries and chopped them in half. Turn that one over just to kind of give it a little bit of an extra red pop of color. Another thing that you can do after you prepare this and get it out of the oven, if you don't want to do the powdered sugar glaze, you could also take some chocolate syrup, and it's okay if it changes the color of your dough, because like I said, this is a holiday one. So these are some almonds and some walnuts that were left over from before, so you just kind of lay them on top, and these are going to brown a little bit in the oven, and it's okay if they fall in the middle. They're going to be really tasty with this. So it's like a coffee cake, right? But with this dough, we're taking some of the wait time out of it, so we don't have to wait for it to rise and prepare it. This will be ready, you know, in a half hour. So I have plenty of time to unwrap your presents, and this will be on the table for your Christmas brunch. All right, so now we're going to put this in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes, and just kind of keep an eye on it. All right, so while that tea ring is in the oven and before it comes out, we're going to go ahead and make the little glaze that goes on top. So we're going to take 3/4 of a cup of powdered sugar. I've got one of our 2-quart mixing bowls here. I'm going to add it to that. And then 2 to 3 teaspoons of milk. You can see how that's going to turn out. We can always add more. And then this is my mini whisk. So we're going to stir that up. And it doesn't take much, but I think I am going to need a little bit more milk. So let me grab that real quick. And you want it to be a nice consistency to kind of pour over. If you wanted to, you could put this in a little plastic baggie, a little quart size, and cut a small hole at the end, and it, use it as a little makeshift pastry bag. So that's probably a pretty good consistency there. So that's what we're going to do. I'll show you how that's going to look when it all comes out. All right, it's been about 30 minutes. I had to put mine a little bit longer because my oven takes a little bit longer, but I think it's done. I'm going to go ahead and remove it. And it is hot, so we're going to stick it here on my Lazy Susan. I'm going to show you how to use the Lazy Susan to make an icing glaze. So Pampered Chef makes a pastry bag that you can put your glaze and icing in, but if you don't have a bag, this is a nice little substitute. I took one of our prep bowls and just put I think we used a gallon size bag, and just kind of spread it out in there. So I'm going to use our little spatula here and just take our glaze and grab it out of the bowl and put it into the bag. And the other thing I grabbed is our Pampered Chef kitchen shears. I love these things. These are great for doing things like this when you have to make quick cuts, but it's also great for cutting through hard items like bones and chicken. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of move that down a little bit, and we're going to take and cut just a little bit at an angle. There you go. So it'll start coming out. So what we're going to do is just put that glaze all over the top to where it's going to be ready to eat very, very shortly. To cool just a little bit. And that is your chocolate apricot ring. I hope you have a great holiday.